to love. So keep them on and make it know it must be you. Let's get the glory. All our problems, because they got coming.
Welcome back, gamers. I've been away for way too long, like so long that I don't even know. But just to catch you guys up, if you're new to my channel, hit the subscribe button, check out a few videos. If you are new to my channel, also look at my Instagram page, ChrisAnthony.C. My Snapchat's always there, ChrisC75. And yeah, let's get into today's video. So as you can see from the title, acids and bases, you're like, Christopher, what are you talking about? We're not in chemistry class. But I don't mean acids and bases as, let's mix it together, hydrogen, oxygen, hydroxyl, I don't know, H and OH. I mean it as terms of friendship. And you guys know I get distracted a lot, so I started writing down my YouTube stuff so that I don't get distracted at standpoint. But what I mean by acids and bases is I've been watching a few Medea movies, and one thing that stuck out to me was when she was talking about friendships, how friendships are like trees. You have the roots that are like your strongest friendship, the branches, which are your friendships that last for a period of time but might break off, like high school for example, or the leaves. And leaves are basically the friends that are there for the season. Kind of like relationships, you have seasonal relationships and you have the longer term relationships. And in essence, with acids and bases, I came up with this idea that sometimes you have acidic friends and sometimes you have the base friends. And the acidic friends are the ones that they might be a little spiteful, they're temporary, they're seasonal. And the base friends are the ones that you just can come back to. Those are the ones when you need stability, when you need someone to trust, or when you need someone to rely on. Sometimes you might talk to a friend and they start out as acidic, but over time as they get to know you, they become more basic in your life. Or sometimes you might have a friend who you automatically assume is basic, but they really have some acid demeanor and demise. So it really takes a turn and really takes a toll, but you either have two types of friends, acids or bases. I don't say three where you have leaves, branches, or trees because that has to do with time. Sorry, Medea, but it's more of how spiteful and sneaky can you be. So, one thing that I don't like, for example, with like acids and bases were in terms of friends, is like the friends that are, you see them as basic and they're your base for stability, but sometimes they have a little acid to them. Like sometimes it spewts a little acid, and it's not everyone can just always be nice, or they try to, but then there are little things that slip out. So if anything, if you have some self-respect for yourself, there are three things that I think you should always be considered when it comes to friends. When it comes to shelter, food, and mobility. If there's always that friend that said that you go over to their house and they don't always want to feed you, and they come to your house and you feed them, it's just like you gotta be mutually beneficial as friends, unless they're in some type of situation. Don't let them play around with like your hunger, Like I have that type of mom, like, did you ask him if you're hungry? Because that's what she is, and sometimes I'll do that too if she doesn't say something. So it's just like, don't play around with that. The next thing is shelter, where let's say for example you're at a friend's house and you're too drunk and they're like, well, I don't know where you're sleeping tonight, in the terms of like you gotta go. It's like you're supposed to be a base friend of mine and you're being really acidic at that moment. I can understand if there's a situation behind it, because there's a situation behind everything, but don't do that. Don't play with my shelter like where you sleeping, or as if you're gonna put me on the floor, like just the bare floor, no cover, no pillow. And the last thing is mobility. Sometimes you have that friend that can drive and you can't drive, or let's say you have a car and they don't, or something like that, and you want to leave at a certain time, you want to do something at a certain time, this, that, and third, and they say, well, I don't know how you're getting there. I mean, I told you because I was implying that, like, you're going to drive me, I'm going to drive you, like, this and that third. Don't play with that, like, oh, we drove all the way to fucking Idaho, and then since I got you mad, you want to be like, well, I don't know how you're getting back to Atlanta from Idaho, and you just look at them like, wow, that's not even funny, because I'll blow up your car. I'll find a way to get back to Atlanta, and when I see your car, I'm blowing it up. But that's a whole nother thing. So the main takeaway from this video, the motto for 2018 is cut and continue. Don't fake it, replace it. Alright, so cut and continue, since we're talking about acids and bases, that goes into chemistry and biology, you cut it and continue. Cut that piece of DNA off, you cut that friendship off, you cut whatever it is off, cut that negativity off, and continue your life. Don't fake the bond if it's not there, just replace the bond with something much stronger. And that's all for today's video.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming out tonight.